Happy December and welcome to another monthly money reset, which just also happens to be Vlogmas Day 2. There are so many exciting things happening at one time. I've tried my best to get like as Christmassy as possible. I've got my red t-shirt on and my green sweatpants. Like, we're just in a very Christmassy, cozy mood for this budget reset and I love it. If you're new to my channel, hello, I'm Kayla. Welcome. You've tuned into a great one. Resetting my budget for the month is one of my very favorite activities. Like, I just love the peace that it brings to my brain. And therefore, these are some of my favorite videos of the month. So like I said, welcome. I'm 26. I'm currently working as a travel physical therapist, and I just try to post about all things like living life to the fullest. I'm really passionate about trying to get the most out of life. And I feel like the only way to do that is to be really intentional about how I'm living and just do things like make sure there's a me outside of work, make sure I try to incorporate like happiness habits into my life, just whatever I can do to be my best self. That is what I try to do in life and what I try to post about. And I also post personal finance content with videos like this one. And sometimes I just show my life like I'm gonna be doing a Vlogmas. So yeah, that's me. This is my first time ever doing Vlogmas. I'm excited. It's kind of like a bittersweet time for me because this is the first Christmas holiday season that I can remember that I'm this far from my family. Most of my family lives on the East Coast, and right now I'm in a travel contract all the way in Arizona, and it's kind of hard. So I'm hoping to use Vlogmas as a way to like connect to others and allow others to stay connected to me. And yeah, we will just do the holiday season together because we will be absolutely glued to the hip this December if you choose to tune into my videos, which of course I hope that you do. All of that aside, I think we are ready to get into this budget. So I'll run this video how I usually do all of my resets. We'll just look at my November budget and see where I spent my money, how much money I made, all those types of things. We'll reflect on the month of November, set some goals for December, and then set up my December budget. So without further ado, let's look at November. Okay, I had to get adjusted to the spot. I'm not used to sitting here. Usually I'm on like our bigger sofa over there, but I'm just loving this corner here. Like, I feel like it's my cozy corner and I wanted so badly to record in front of all of my Christmas things. So yeah, this is just not my normal spot. I'm adjusting. Also, tell me what you think about my Christmas setup, but only if you have something good to say. If not, then you don't actually have to tell me what you think. But I just finished decorating a couple days ago and I filmed that. That was like my Vlogmas day 1. And I've never had a fireplace before, like an actual fireplace to hang my stockings. I feel so sophisticated. Anyways, to the budget. All right, so this is my budget template. Welcome to November. We can see how she shook out now. I am so happy to be done with November. I'm sorry to everyone who had a birthday in November because someone commented on my last video. They were like, dang, November gets such a bad rap. Like, people just want to skip past us and go to December. Past, I got so country, past us. But they were like, people just want to skip past us and go to December. And I never thought about that. Like, I never thought about how November birthday people might feel. So if your birthday is in November, I hope that you had the best birthday and the best month. Like, I really do. I wish that for you from the bottom of my heart. But I also am so happy that the month is over. So yeah, this is my budget template. I'm very proud of her. She's very aesthetically pleasing and I made it myself. So I'm really proud of her. If you would like to get my budget template, you absolutely can. It's linked down below as always. So overview tab first, right here. I love this box. It's just such a nice snapshot of like, did I get out of the month what I was planning? Like, did I spend what I thought I would spend, make what I thought I would make, all of those things. So for my start balance, I have played around with this so much. And I feel like it's been a topic of conversation in the last like 3 monthly resets. For a bit of context, 500, 600 has been like my number for a while for what I like to kind of keep in my check-ins account as a buffer. And doing these videos made me think, like, why do I want that money there? And I really considered going down to zero-based budgeting. Thinking of getting my account to zero at the end of this month did not make me feel good. Like, I think I've decided 100% I will not be a zero-based budgeter. I do think that like, I'm gonna keep a soft 500 in my account. And I say soft because if I'm under 5 a little bit, I don't mind. Like, that's not the issue. It's more about like disciplining myself to actually get down to 5 because as you can see, I took $13.96 into the month. Like, it is hard for me to drain my account. But anyways, yeah, it's a soft 5. I know that I'm not going to be comfortable taking my account to zero. I just feel so vulnerable. Like, my account feels naked and stripped and empty. And I can't do it. So we're gonna aim for a soft 5. For my income, I made a little bit more than I thought I would. Saved nothing. Expenses were higher. We'll get into that. And then subs and bills were like right on the money. So let's take the now more scenic route through my budget and look at the like individual specific boxes that talk about each of those things. For income, okay, the first paycheck, I've said this before, being a travel therapist, I get paid weekly. So that is why I have 3 paychecks this month. And so the first paycheck is always like a guesstimate because they tell you what your gross amount of money that you're going to make is, but I never know the net until it comes through. And then the first week was unique because I worked half of the week and then I got some money back for like my travel reimbursement. So yeah, I kind of overcalculated that one, but it's okay because I undercalculated the rest and they shook out to be like really similar. So I thought I budgeted to make 6,100 and then only counting paychecks, I ended up at 6,092. So almost exactly correct. So honestly, pat on my back for that. The other income I have on here, I got a little bit of points from credit cards this month. And then the miscellaneous income really isn't even income. I had to do a savings withdrawal. So I took like 300 out of my savings because I went ahead and bought Final Cut Pro. I don't know how many people that watch are editing videos themselves or like do YouTube at all. But for those of you who don't know what Final Cut Pro is, it's just an editing software and it's a $300 fee, like flat out. You only have to buy it one time. I have been editing with CapCut since I started making videos, and CapCut has really been giving me issues recently. Like I'll make videos and then they're really glitchy. And I think the final straw for me was I posted my November monthly reset and there's a glitch in that video. I don't remember what minute or what point it's at, but when I watch it, the screen like goes kind of gray. And I was like, how embarrassing for me that my video like grays out at some point. And I was like, can't do it. I need to get another software. But the truth is I'm still deciding. I used it for the one video that I posted this month, the decorating for Christmas, just Vlogmas Day 1. And even that was a struggle, like getting the video to export. So I'm starting to think that maybe I'm the problem. Maybe it is not, in fact, these editing softwares. And my computer is a Mac Air. And I think that having a Mac Pro would be a little bit better for editing videos, but that is expensive. So I am going to try my best to continue to use one of those two softwares and hold on to my Mac Air for as long as possible because the holidays are really not the time for me to need a new computer. So that is my income. That is all the money that I made this month. Let's get to expenses, my absolute favorite part about talking about the month because it just shows like how my month was. It shows my month in numbers. Okay, so this is my expenses box right here. Let's see, groceries. And can I say that this expenses box looks like how the month felt to me. Like I feel like when I look at my overview, I'll scroll up. It doesn't look that bad. Like it looks like, oh yeah, you spent a little bit more, but you made a little bit more. But the month didn't feel like that. It felt like I was just trying to catch up because I didn't make any money in October. I took the month of October off. And so I had like bills to pay from then and then all the expenses I had this month. And I just felt like I was like holding on for dear life all month, like a kid, like on a roller coaster that's too big for them. Like I was just holding and it was just going, you know? I feel like the holidays probably feel like that for others. Hopefully I'm not alone in that. Just wanted to share that and put that out there that for this month, I was really hanging on by the smallest possible thread. But we're here, we made it, and we're in December. Okay, back to groceries. So for groceries, I overspent. That is a really, really common occurrence for the first month that we moved to a new travel location. This is my third travel contract now, and every single time, the first month I move, the grocery bill goes crazy. Eating out was also over budget, and the reasoning behind that is a reason that I haven't had for quite some time now, and it's a good opportunity for me to explain kind of like how I do my budgeting and how I keep my budgeting on track. The way that I budget and the way that I make sure that my budget matches what's in my bank account is I'll only enter in an expense once it has hit my checking account. I had to think about that as I say that because like I feel like it can get a little bit confusing. But I have a good amount of credit cards, and so I'm usually using different cards to buy different things. And I used to try to budget where like I'd look at each individual card, and as I was spending money on those cards, I was putting them into my account. And my numbers and my checking and my budget just weren't matching up. So what I did with the help of my lovely fiance, he works in finance, and he was like, Kayla, you cannot do it this way. And so he showed me a better way to do it. So what I do now is I kind of use my checkings account as like my master copy. And so I will not enter final numbers in here until the number hits my checkings account. I want the ending number for any given day on my budget to match the ending number for that day in my checkings account. So I'll scroll down here and show an example. So for example, like on the 27th, okay, so all these expenses from the 27th, I didn't actually buy all those things on the 27th. Like I probably bought some on the 26th, the 25th, whatever. But they're all from one credit card. And whatever day I paid that credit card off, the payment hit my checkings account on the 27th. And then I went in and I itemized all of those individual things and put them in here. hopefully that makes sense. I'll try to do a payday routine sometime soon and like show that. I just wanted to explain that because like if other people are trying to like just start their budget journey, I feel like that was a huge learning curve for me when I started budgeting and trying to make the numbers match up. So that's how I make my numbers match if you are looking for a system. Anyways, gas, a little bit under on that. I spent $146. Health and beauty, that I think is just for like vitamins. And then I bought some new skincare stuff this month. I am trying out the Eucerin brand. I was using OC for a while. Love OC. It was really hydrating, but it's expensive. And so I am on the hunt for affordable skincare brands. I don't know if I'm in love with Eucerin right now. I don't know that I'm glowing, you know, and I want to glow. So if you look like a glazed donut on the regular, if you have glass skin, this is an ad for you. Please drop your skincare product recommendations in the comments and it would greatly be appreciated. Okay, social. There's a bowling place not too far from us. You can bowl for 3 hours, $15 a person, and we've just been going crazy and it was a lot of fun. So that was a fun thing that we did. Gifts. Okay, that number changed a couple times through the month. When I did my reset, I put 1,800 in there because I thought that was about how much I would spend on gifts. And then I took it down to 50 because I recognized that I would not, in fact, be buying my Christmas gifts this month because, as I said, I was holding on for dear life, trying to pay for everything else. And I was just like, we're not going to introduce Christmas gifts as well. So I'll budget for gifts next month. I'll skip savings and subs and bills because they have their own fun little boxes. And then doodads is just like fun money, things I spent on myself. I bought a bunch of Nike, like new Nike sweatsuits. They put me way too close to a Nike outlet here in Tucson. That's their fault, not mine. And then what was the rest? The rest was for my Christmas decorations. I tried to put myself on a little bit of a budget with that, and I simply did not adhere to it. I think overall, all the decorations were like $160, which is wild to me. I feel like it's not that much stuff. It adds up, but I'm happy that the place is like Christmassy. I almost didn't decorate because I don't know, this sometimes like when I travel all the time, the place I'm in doesn't really feel like my home. And I said this in my video where I was decorating for those of you who didn't tune in, just filling you in. Yeah, but it's hard for the place I'm in to feel like my home, just moving every 3-4 months. Like this isn't mine. And so like sometimes I feel like I don't have the right to do things like that, but I'm happy I decorated. It feels a lot more Christmassy in here. So that's what doodads were this month. Miscellaneous, I usually budget like 100 because you just like, you never know what's going to happen. And for miscellaneous for me, I did get an oil change and a tire rotation this month, and 100 pretty much covered that, but also just paying for Final Cut Pro, like the editing software I was talking about. So that's what took that up. And then travel PT. This is another perfect example of how like I don't account for something until it hits my checking account. So last month I paid to ship my car here from Virginia to Arizona, but it wasn't until this month that I actually like paid for it. Anyways, subs and bills. I never really have much to say about subs and bills because they're just no fun. They don't really change month to month. They're not an exciting category. I still don't have a rent payment because, as I explained in my last monthly reset, the woman, I don't want to say the woman, that just feels like I'm coming for her, but let's call it because of the place. The place that I'm in right now, we had to pay for both months that we're staying in it and the security deposit all at one time. And I did that last month. And so yeah, because of that, I don't have a rental payment right now. That being said, I did take that money out of our savings in order to do that. So I am trying to replenish the savings because I don't want my savings to pay for my rent. I just couldn't pay for it all at one time. And then last, but of course not least, well, actually least because I saved nothing. But last is my savings. I was planning to return $11.50 because that would have been my portion of 1 month's rent here. But I only ended up contributing $300. I think just the thought that I might be paying for Christmas gifts this month and not like having made a definitive decision on that throughout the month. I was trying to keep the money there to possibly use, even though I didn't use it. And so that's why I'm ending the month with so much money because I didn't save anything. Yeah, that is it. That is a recap of November. Good riddance, goodbye. And let's reflect on that a little bit and prep for December. It's getting kind of dark in here. The sun is setting. The sun sets so early. I'm sure everyone is experiencing that right now, but it is 4:39 and the sun is setting. It's a tragedy, but it is making it it's making it nice and cozy. And so hopefully it's not too dark for you because I'm going to try to keep it dim as long as possible, as long as I can continue to see myself in the camera. Okay, reflection time. I don't want to show you this. I'm going to show you my habits. I'm going to show you how I did for the month of November. And then I'll try to set some new habits or like think about what I want to tweak for December. Without further ado, this is November. Oh, wait. I'm not recording my screen. This is November. You can see the screen now. These are all of my habits, and there are check marks there if I did my habit, and there aren't check marks there if I didn't. So week 1 and 2 look horrible. And I do want to say that, like, honestly, for the first 2 weeks, I hadn't been going back to my habits each day, like my habit tracker, and checking them. And I still hadn't got back in the habit of doing that. And so there are days where, like, I did my skincare routine, I took my vitamins, but I just wasn't coming back to check them, which isn't better to me because, like, I want it to be second nature to, like, take time to reflect on the day and, like, did I accomplish the things I wanted to accomplish? So week 1 and 2, trash, in the trash. Week 3 and 4, we do get a little bit better. Like, ish. Honestly, what happened was, like, I was pretty consistent about some habits and then not so much on the others. So I'm just going to break down each individual one. So for my skincare, I try to do it twice a day, morning and night. I'm pretty consistent about that. Like, for both weeks, I'm at 86%. So I missed it one day each week. Vitamins in the morning, vitamins in the night. Those are like 86 to 100 for both weeks. As you can see, like, there are things that I stay consistent on and there are things that I don't. Wonderful segue into gratitude journaling. Like, in times of stress or when I'm having a hard time finding happiness and finding joy in the day, I do feel like gratitude journaling is really helpful. And it's helpful to just kind of reflect on the fact that, like, there are so many things to be grateful for, and not to, you don't have to be happy all of the time. But I find that, like, when I am really down, I very easily will spiral and just be like, oh, I'm having a horrible, like, work was horrible, so now it's a horrible day. And then go into the next day, and on the slightest inconvenience, I'll be like, oh, now yesterday was horrible and today is horrible. And so to kind of not take myself down that spiral, taking just a moment to be like, well, what am I happy about? What am I grateful for is helpful to me. So that is why gratitude journaling is on there. I think my issue is that I've been trying to journal, like, right before I go to bed. So I want to switch it up. This month, I think that I will try to journal, like, when I first get home from work, because that's another time where I'm usually pretty stressed and, like, overstimulated. And so before I jump into more work, I think it'll be good for me to just pause and gratitude journal. So I'm going to keep that one on there. I'll keep morning, night vitamins and skincare on there for December as well. Meditation. I'm horrible about that. For now, I'm going to take that away for December. Work out 3 days a week. I really want to be consistent with that. I worked out 3 days on week 3 and 1 day last week. But last week, I will say, Thursday was Thanksgiving, and then Friday felt like Thanksgiving as well. And so I didn't force myself to work out. So I worked out 1 day last week. I better be more consistent about working out this month, because Devin and I got a CrossFit membership. We're paying $130 a month for it, which honestly isn't a bad price for CrossFit, I don't think. But it's more than I was paying for my gym membership. My current membership is family membership through my family. They pay for it and not me. So I'm adding an extra $130 a month. So I better use that place. I'm planning on going 3 times a week. We will see how that goes. Hang out with Devin. Oh, that is one that I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of as well. It's something I implemented when I felt like my life was just so overly busy, and I would find myself working all day long, coming home and working, and, like, never taking a second to pause and just enjoy my partner and be with them. And I will say that I really don't have that issue anymore. Like, we almost always make time to just, like, be with each other every day and have a moment where we pause and, like, do something fun, relaxing together, even if it's just, like, watching a show. So I don't really think that's a habit I need to, like, focus on anymore, because it's just second nature, which is a good thing. And then the last 3 things, my last 3 habits are finance related. 2 things for YouTube. I talked about this last month, but my overall goal for this channel is to be monetized at some point. We are a long way away, but we are making it there slowly but surely. And so some things that I try to do to just make sure I continue to work to that goal is stay consistent about how long I work on YouTube each day, and update my content calendar each day, and then update my budget for at least 20 minutes. I don't always have to spend 20 minutes on my budget. Like, it doesn't take me 20 minutes every day. Depends on, what things hit for the credit card that day and how many things I have to enter. But I like update my budget. I think I'll change that one to update my budget. So these are my December goals. And yeah, those are my goals for the month. Those are my habit goals for the month. Now that we have kind of, like, set our life up for December, it is time to set our budget up. And yeah, let's do it. Okay, welcome to December. She is fresh, she is clean, she is ready for us to fill in some numbers. So first I just go over to income. So there are 4 weeks in November for all of those who did not know. So I'll get paid 4 times in November. But anyways, I wrote down that I should make about $2,100 for my first paycheck. That is just because it'll be a little bit smaller than normal because I didn't work for Thanksgiving. They don't let us work on the holidays. But then I do get some reimbursement money for like things I've had to buy for this job. And so ending number should be like 2,100. And then last month I was pretty consistently at 2,027 for my pay. So I'm just gonna, like each week I would get that. So I'm gonna budget that. I never budget money for credit cards. If I get it, it's nice. It's a Christmas gift to me, but never rely on that. I am gonna withdraw from my gifts sinking fund this month. I had planned to do that last month when I thought I was going to be buying gifts last month, but I've saved up 500 and just set aside for celebration, and I'm going to drain it because this might be an expensive Christmas. Okay, expenses. I said that I want to spend close to 700. That's more like my normal grocery spend, and honestly, more like my normal is like 500, but the jump from 1,100 last month to 500 is just a bit drastic. So I'm going to go for 700. Eating out, I'm going to budget 50. I never usually budget too much for that because that's Devin's domain. Gas 300 since I'm working in home health right now. I'm driving all around, and last month wasn't bad because they were working up my caseload, but they've worked me up like successfully. I have a full caseload. I'm driving all around town. Sometimes I'm driving like 45 minutes from my house. And so my poor little Honda Accord is just getting ran into the ground. Health and beauty, I'm gonna budget like 100. I think this month I'm taking my braids out, which is free to me, but I need to like re-up my curly hair products and get some shampoo, conditioner, and then my normal vitamins. So hopefully that's like 100. I'm gonna budget 50 for social again, and then gifts. I'm going to budget the same number that I put in there last month that I ended up erasing. So I said, I'm not going to talk too much about it. I have family that watches, so we'll discuss that gifts number after Christmas. The savings will filter in on its own, subs and bills. Doodads, it's Christmas. I'm going to give myself a little grace. Maybe I'll buy things for myself. So I'm going to say 250. And then miscellaneous. I wrote that down that I'm going to budget 550. As I said, I went to get my tires rotated and got an oil change, and that man just told me a whole host of things that are also wrong of my car. And I know they do that every time, like the car dealers, they want you to pay for things, but I always go to like a locally owned shop as well. I never go to the dealership. I like go on Reddit and see in the area who do most people trust, and so I go there. And I also got a very trustworthy vibe from this man. Like he even walked me through the things that were wrong, and he would take pictures of them, show me. My car has some issues, so I'm gonna need to drop a little bit of money on it. What else? I shouldn't have to spend anything on travel PT. And then for vacation, I budgeted $650. Tucson, fun fact, is only a 4-hour drive from San Diego, and I've never been to California. And so Devin and I are going to spend Christmas in California. How fun. Of course, that costs money, so I'm hoping that I don't have to spend more than that. And that is everything budgeted. The only difference with subs and bills from last month is that I do have to pay for CrossFit, like I said. That'll be tomorrow that we pay so that we can like get started for the week. Savings, did I write that down? Okay, I just had to make some adjustments because I had written down numbers for savings, but I don't think I had put in that what I was gonna spend on vacation and miscellaneous. So I had to readjust that. And so here's my plan for savings this month. I wanna put $2,000 into the joint account. Like that's really important to me because that's what I have left to pay back to that account from what I took out for rent. Not gonna save anything into my emergency fund this month. That is my least of my concerns. Usually I feel like where I'm at with that is pretty good. So I'm just going to adjust this, put that at the bottom so that if I end up saving to it, it's there. But I probably won't. Anyways, and then long-term investment account, it's been a while since I've contributed to that, just in the past couple months, catching up. So I'm excited to contribute to that. And then this is a new sinking fund. I'm going to call it my channel sinking fund, just for my YouTube channel. I have some wants and some needs. I think I so want to get a camera to be recording with, so I'm not always having to use my phone. It will help the quality. It'll help me not stress out when it gets dark like it is right now and the lighting isn't the best. I want that. So that's a want. And then need, I think I'm going to need to get a MacBook Pro at some point. But like I said, I'm trying to just like ward it off as long as possible. Like if this computer can please just last me like another 3 months. I would really appreciate that. And then I could like slowly build up the money to buy a new one. That's what I'm planning on saving. That's what I'm planning on spending. And that is the month of December. So yeah, that's it. Vlogmas day 2 down, monthly reset down. Usually I end my videos by saying like, I'll see you very, very soon in another video, but I mean that more than ever this time because I will literally have another video up for you in the next couple of days. I hope you choose to tune in and hang out with me for Vlogmas. Like I said, I am looking for like a community to spend the holidays with, and I would love to spend the holidays with you. So if you would love to spend the holidays with me, then you should check out my channel in a couple of days, and I will see you very, very soon in another video. Bye.